This is third of the genetic series, and today we will be discussing X-linked recessive condition and pedigree analysis. So there are certain features of X-linked inheritance that could be actually depicted on a pedigree. The first and foremost thing to qualify for a recessive inheritance is that there will be skip generations. Not all generation will be affected. So if you see a pedigree and you find that not all of the generation are affected, so you say it is recessive. Now further analysis will actually delineate that either it is a autosomal or X-linked. But to begin with, you have to look at the allocated pedigree, and if you see that not every generation have an infected individual, it means that this mode of inheritance is recessive. Okay, so the next step is males are affected more than females. So if you see more male affected on a pedigree than a female, so you can think of that it is actually an X-linked recessive. But to be confirmed, then you have other things actually to look for, and that is point 4. But here I have to discuss the point 3, and that is a female is usually a carrier, but it will only be affected if she is homozygous for the condition, or she has some chromosomal abnormality, like for instance she has only one X chromosome as seen in a Turner syndrome, or she is a female phenotype but actually her genetics of male, like in androgen insensitivity syndrome, so she will have the actually the genotype is of a male, so she will actually manifest the condition. And sometimes the lying hypothesis, like the non-random activation of X, for instance, if a female had an affected gene on a chromosome, let's say, and the first chromosome, and the other one is the copy is on the other chromosome is absolutely normal, but somehow during the it is inactivated, then what will happen that the activated chromosome that is having the affected gene, and she will manifest the phenotype. So it can be seen in these three conditions that a female in an X-linked recessive condition will be affected. Okay, uh, if you see a female carrier, her 50% of of sons will be affected and 50% of daughter will be carrier. But for an affected male, all those will be carrier and all sons will be normal. What does it mean? It means that there is no male to male transmission. This is what you have to look for to be sure that in X-linked condition. If you see male to male transmission, this is not X-linked. It exclude X-linked inheritance. So if these are the feature of X-linked inheritance, and the example is Duchenne, Becker, G6PD, hemophilia and B, and Hunter syndrome. Now we have a pedigree here, and you see the father is affected and the mother is normal, so she doesn't have an affected gene. So when we analyze the analysis yield that here this generation have only a female which is a carrier and all the sons are okay, so it means that there is no male to male transmission. Okay, great. Okay, what happens that this carrier mom marries a normal person? So here we see an individual coming up, and this individual is actually uh, what is he? He is affected. But when we look at the daughter of that the carrier mom, we see that she is only carrier, and only then we can see again that if she marries a male that is normal, she has an affected offspring. So here if you see, this father is actually transmitting the gene to his grandson. Okay, so there is no direct transmission, but through a generation there is a transmission. So this is another feature. So here we can see, and if you talk about the Mendelian uh, 2 by 2 table, so we can say, let's say this is uh, the mother who is carrier for, let's say, for hemophilia. So she is having only the bad copy is on one X chromosome, and we get a father who is normal. So we will find that, okay, these are the possible combination. Okay, so this is the only individual in the whole offspring that is affected, and this is only 25% of the total, but 50% of sons. Okay, so 50% of the carrier mom are affected. And in similar case, this is the carrier is only 25% of the total offspring, but this is actually 50% of daughters, okay, are affected. Now, this is what happens, and this can change in different conditions. For instance, if we say, uh, as we said, that a female will be only manifesting the condition if she is homozygous, and how will it happen? It will happen only if the father is affected and the mom is carrier. So then we have a combination here for hemophilia, let's say here, and this is XHY, and again we have a carrier here. So this is a carrier and this is a normal. So if we this table shows that half 50% of the total offspring are actually affected. If you see here, the daughter is affected because she is homozygous, and the son is affected because he is heterozygous. So she is homozygous for condition, that's why she is manifesting the condition. So you can say that 50% of the daughters will be carrier and 50 will be affected if this is the parent genotype, such as the father is affected and a mother is carrier. And in this case you can clearly see that this is the carrier state, and in sons 50% will be not affected and 50% are affected in this case. Now another combination is, as we said, that a father cannot transmit the condition to daughter, and with this is actually the happens here. So the father is affected but the mother is not, so we get an XXH, sorry, here we again XXH, you can see XY XY. So all the sons are not affected and all the daughters are carrier. Thank you so much.